Chinese Communist Party Chairman Xi Jinping says China opposes bullying the weak. But commentators are pointing out the irony in the CCP's aggressive history. NTD's Don Ma has more.
Chinese Communist Party leader Xi Jinping says China opposes bullying of the weak, adding that China is against the idea of whosoever has the bigger fist gets the final say. The comments came during a speech on Monday. Minzi Chen, the president of a nonprofit organization for supporting Taiwanese independence, called the speech the most infuriating irony ever, noting that, quote, China is the biggest bully in the world. Taiwan maintains that it's been targeted and suppressed by China for years. China has worked to keep Taiwan out of international bodies, like the World Health Organization, for decades. Beijing claims the island is a Chinese province and part of mainland China, thus is represented in the WHO by China. But despite the claim, the island has its own democratic government, military, currency, and constitution. Just 2 days after Xi Jinping's anti-bullying speech, China sent military aircrafts into Taiwan's airspace in an apparent act of military aggression. The Chinese regime has repeatedly threatened military force to bring Taiwan under its control. U.S.-based economist Gobi Dong says Beijing also bullies its own people.
The Chinese Communist Party enslaves 1.4 billion people in China by bullying them. It relies on its military force and tyranny. When the Chinese Communist Party used extreme tyrannical violence against the protesters in Hong Kong, it was also an act of bullying the weak.
During Hong Kong's pro-democracy protests last year, Chinese authorities fired pepper spray, tear gas, and water cannons into unarmed crowds and made close to 400 arrests. The U.S. economist says China also uses bullying tactics on the international stage.
In international trade, the Communist Party has a record of using trade sanctions as a stick to silence any international voice that questions China on human rights. This kind of bullying has been seen in trade disputes with Australia.
Last year, China slapped a number of trade sanctions and tariffs on Australian exports. One tariff reached as high as 200%. The sanctions came after Australia called for an independent investigation into the origins of the pandemic in China. Xi Jinping's speech was delivered virtually during an event hosted by the World Economic Forum, known as the WEF. It's a non-government organization dedicated to improving global political affairs. The organization posted a video of Xi Jinping's speech on its Twitter account, which has drawn mainly negative feedback from netizens. Don Ma, NTD News.